So I got a new locomotive in tonight, and I decided to do a quick video. Maybe you call it a review, maybe you call it just me showing off a new locomotive and talking about why I got it and all whatnot. But this is a Broadway Limited, or BLI locomotive. And this one was kind of special to me because I got into trains from my dad. It was one of the few things that he left me before he passed away, was a lot of old trains and locomotives. And I'm going to flip it. This is one of the old trains that he left me before he passed. This is an old DC locomotive, a Santa Fe 2050. I think this is and correct me if I'm wrong here, but maybe like an EM9 or something like that. This is Walther's. This is, an old loco, not super old, but old enough that it's got old guts and stuff. So I wanted to pick up some more modern stuff to match what he used to keep and what he used to give me. So this here's the Santa Fe. This is an EMD SD40 number 5006. This has got the Paragon Rolling Thunder, and I do have a sub set up, and so if we get it close enough to the receiver, which is mounted down there on the layout, if we get it close enough to that, we might get to hear the sub kick in. It's been a little sensitive, and I'm thinking of relocating that to above the layout, so it picks up the signals better, because as of right now, it doesn't really pick them up too great. But to start off, we've got it down here on the programming track. I use Digitrax, and I thought I'd show you how I program the number in when I get a new loco, because when I first started to do it, it was confusing for me. So we've got the Digitrax unit here, the controller, and I'm going to go ahead and hit this programming button right here, okay? And that's going to bring up the decoder menu. I'm going to pick number 1 for quick decoder setup. And then I'm going to click the letter A here for read. I don't know if you'll hear it, but it'll ping the loco, and sometimes it'll make little clicky noises. And when it's done, we'll get some information. And we see 82 is our short address, which is set to 3, which is pretty typical, I think, for most locos when they're not programmed. I like to use the long address because I've got a lot of locos, and I want to type in 5006 when I want to use this locomotive. So I'm going to come over here. I'm going to pick number 2 for the long address. You see that's highlighted now. I'm going to pick data so I can write data in, and I'm going to hit 5006, and we'll see that entered 5006, and then I'm going to hit write, and that's going to automatically set my use AD4 to on, and it's going to write my long address, okay? And if I want to read it to be sure, it'll do a quick read. We'll hear a couple beeps. And there it's refreshed, and we see that it's 5006 and AD4 is on. Okay? Now I'm going to depower my track, because we never want to set a loco on while the track's powered up. I'm going to take my loco and set her on to the track. This gets harder as my eyes get worse. And then we'll power up, and we'll see what she does. I'm kind of excited to see this one go, because if you look right up here, we have a beacon light, and if we're lucky, that sucker will do some really cool stuff, like simulated rotating and stuff. So I really like lighting. It's one of my favorite things. We hear when I power up the track. Over here I've got Oh, and she's rolling too, so I'll let her get over and I'll turn it down. But we got 3551 and 3545 set on here and rolling around. I've got them as a consist, and maybe sometime I'll make a video about how to do that so that they're controlled together and move together as one unit. And we can kind of hear, if you have this on a good set of speakers, we can start to hear the sub pick up the train as it comes around. And I'll give them a little bit more power here. We better clear the tracks. We got some obstructions here. This layout's been a work in progress, and I'm just about ready to start gluing down the tunnel here. And so I end up sometimes with a little bit of a mess all around. This is a pretend tunnel that's supposed to disappear off into the sunset of another pretend town somewhere. Alright, so we'll shut her down before it gets too far along, and we'll just let her kind of sit there. And maybe what I'll do is I'll shut down number 3551 so we don't hear it. So you can see I'm plugging into 35 right now. That's the consist. I'm going to go directly to 3551, and I'm going to set a shutdown. I think it's 8. Yeah, there we go. 8 mutes it. And oh boy, we've also got we got a problem here because 4024 is about to run off the track. I had 4024 was quietly running off the edge of the platform here by accident. I guess I gotta be more careful when I start things up here. Look at that. Look at that. We almost lost the train, huh? That wouldn't have been pretty. Yeah, got quite the mess here as I try to work on this and play with it randomly as time goes by. So let's get 4024 back to safety here. Okay, and I've got her silenced. I shouldn't do this, but I'm going to take these two off because I don't feel like silencing them. And this way we'll have a nice quiet setting to try out our new train here. All right, let's stop you right there. Let's get this track cleared off, box out of the way. Now we're ready to power up 5006 and see what she can do, huh? All right, so we programmed her in. So if we come down here, we hit 5006, our local button again. We see she's highlighted now, and we'll give her some juice. And look at that, we got our flashing beacon light, we got our cabin lights on. We can see our conductor in there. I wonder if we can see on the other side of this front panel. Look at that. She sounds to be idling right now. Let's see what we can do for front lights. I think 0 is usually a headlight. There we go. Looks like that's doing our number lights too. Wish I could get this to focus a little bit better. Try our horn. And so I like that they give you usually a lot of options here. And these functions are what we push to make different things happen, right? So for instance, let's see what's kind of fun looking here. F25 is a long whistle. So I'm going to come here. I'm going to hit my function key, which is A, to go to function 2. I'm going to hit number 5. That's our long whistle. See that? And you'll see that'll stay on. And if I turn it back off, it'll do it one more time. Okay. I'm going to go back to function zeros. And let's try our rev levels. That increases our rev level. Increases it again each time I hit it. I guess that's as high as it'll go. We could turn it back down by hitting 6. And probably again. Yeah. That's kind of neat. We got some coupler sounds. Nothing. Not doing anything with that, huh? Now, maybe you can help me out with this. If you know how to in the comments section, let me know. But when I have a consist, like for instance, if I go to my consist of, let's go over here. And let's make this 35, okay? Now, if I want to blow the whistle, normally I'd hit number 2. But that's not going to work. Because it's addressing 2 locos at the same time. And so I got to come in here and pick one particular local. And then I can hit 2. And now we hear the horn. And so I don't like that. I'd like to be able to beat the horn without having to go to the loco directly. So I can control throttle and beat the horn at the same time. So if you know how to do that, let me know in the comments. That'd be great. Anyway, back to our new local, 5006. Let's get them moving here. And let's see if we can get him close enough to maybe get some speaker action going. We're going to set my switch to get him straight. And we'll see if he picks up the subwoofer or not. And I don't know if he's got good enough speakers, but I can hear that he's trying to pick up on the subwoofer. But just not really getting close enough to it or getting enough action from it to really get the consistent sub noise, which I just find a little disappointing. Again, I've got it underneath my layout. And so we got 2 inches of foam here that might be acting as some sort of electrical insulation, preventing that from catching up. But this is the receiver down here, and you can see I got my subwire plugged into it. And I guess that these 2 are the antennas, and they're just not catching the signal. As I touch them, they catch the signal. And maybe I can extend those. I also thought of placing this above the platform. See the 2 little antennas? 2 little black guys? As I put my finger on them, it picks up the sub. But as it is down here, it's without any kind of booster. It's not doing that great. So, any advice on that too, I'd love to see in the comments. So anyway, let's bring him back. If we go into reverse, we should see the other You should see the backup light light up. So I'll leave this here and bring it backwards. We're doing 56% speed right now, just to get an idea of how quick it moves too. Actually, that was 67%. I try to be careful because sometimes these guys slow down. It takes so long for them to slow down that you run it right off the edge of your track. Let's go forward and we'll go right up to 100 and see what we do. There's 99%. Here she goes. And it slows down pretty quick. I like that. And the beacon, it looks like the beacon goes from blinking to solid when we get that high speed too. Let's see. 5% we got blinking beacon. If you can see that. There's 15%. Beacon still blinking. 25. Still flashing. 41 still flashing. And I'm going to run out of track before we get to see what it goes solid. I guess maybe it didn't go solid. Maybe I was seeing things. Oh, and we just crashed into our mine. That's not good. Let's come back forward a little bit and get ourselves out of the mine. Alright, well, I hope you enjoyed that. I don't know, I've heard people say that they haven't had a lot of luck with Broadway Limited, but I really am impressed with their stuff. I even have their lightning set up here, which I gotta plug in. We'll do a quick lightning clap. Now you can really hear the sub with the lightning. It has a direct connection. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. And let me know. I've got quite the collection of trains here, so if there's one that you'd like to see run or get onto the track, let me know. I'll show you real quick what we've got. Obviously the big boy, there is a video of that guy going around. These Southern Pacifics, which I like for the beacon light on top. Of course, my favorite road name of all, chassis system. But we've got quite the collection over here too. And so if you want to see one of these unboxed running, let me know. I really love these CSX Heritage units. And so I've been collecting them. BNSF over here. Got a lot of scale trains. I like the scale train stuff. It looks pretty accurate, but I don't know. I really like the Rolling Thunder when it's working right. So I have to get that going and working right. These two I haven't even tested yet. And then this, of course, is the big blow turbine. This thing sounds cool on the track, man. It makes... Oh no, this is the water tender set. Yeah. This is the big blow turbine. And boy, is it loud. It spools up, man. It sounds like a jet taking off. And then a few more here. Yeah, so again, I appreciate you watching. Let me know what you'd like to see run, if anything, and maybe suggestions for the layout, whatever you think. Here's one of the original ones from my father that got me started in all this. Oh, look at that. We got a random thunderstorm coming. It's set to auto. So, all right. Anyway, again, hope you enjoyed. Yeah, and let me know what you'd like to see or what you think. Have a great day.